Welcome to the Maths Made Easy tutorial on box plots. So box plots, or as they're sometimes called box and whisker plots, are a good way to display a set of data based on some specific values. So the specific values in question are the range, the median, and the quartile, so that's the upper and lower quartile. And you can use that to calculate the interquartile range. So let's go through the box plot bit by bit. So let's start off with looking at the value on the far left. So that's the lowest value in the data set, and then the value on the far right is the highest value in the data set. So we can use these two values to calculate the range. So we get the range from the highest value minus the lowest value. So in this case, the highest value is 11, the smallest value is 2, so this would be 11 minus 2. So the range is 9 in this set of data. Now if you've not seen the video on the mean, the median, the mode and the range, that will be quite useful to you in this topic. So moving on then, we'll look at the median. So the median is the centre of the box plot, that's this line here. So in this case the median is 6. Now the median is also known as the middle value, and as I say, if you've not seen the video on the mean, median, mode and range, go and check that out if you want to know how to calculate the median. But we'll move on. So the other two values on the box plot of interest are the upper and lower quartile. So this is the lower quartile and this is the upper quartile. So whereas the median is the middle value, the lower quartile is the value that is a quarter of the way through the data set, and the upper quartile is the value at 3/4 of the way through the data set. Now the upper and lower quartiles are actually really useful values. So let's just list them off here. So you can see the upper quartile has a value of 7 and the lower quartile has a value of 4. Now we can use these values to calculate something called the interquartile range, or the IQR for short. So to get that, it's similar to the range, we just take the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So in this case that's 7 minus 4, which is 3. Now the main advantage of using the interquartile range is that it is a measure of spread of the data that is not affected by outliers. So whereas the range was 9, it could be that most of the data is gathered in the sort of middle here, but we just have a value of 11 and a value of 2, which are just way off from the rest of the data. So even though the spread of the data is 9, it could be that that's not representative of where most of the data is grouped, whereas the interquartile range is not affected by outliers, so it's a preferred measure of spread of the data. So if we move on to look at the second example now. So the following box plots show how many hours of TV is watched by a Year 11 class, which is the top one in orange, and a Year 9 class, which is the bottom one in grey. And all we have to do is compare the box plots. Now there's 2 marks up for grabs, so that suggests that we need to make at least 2 comparisons. So the first comparison we'll make is we'll compare the median, and the reason we'll do that is because the median is a reflection of the average value. The median is actually a form of average, so we can say that the median value is higher for Year 9. That's the one at the bottom. And then the next comparison that we'll make is the interquartile range. So that's a measure of spread of the data. And as you can see, the upper quartile is higher and the lower quartile is lower in Year 9. So the interquartile range is greater in Year 9, or for Year 9. We could compare the highest and lowest values and compare the actual range, but it's not the preferred measure of spread because it's affected by outliers, but this would be enough to get you 2 marks in this question. So if you're feeling confident on this topic, you can have a go at our box plots online exam. You can test your skills there, and it's available through our revision platform. Now if you take the test, you'll find loads of different questions to have a go at, all of which you'll receive instant feedback for. So this is a really good way of finding out where your strengths and weaknesses are and how you can quickly improve. So if you're interested, then click the link below to take the exam.